This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, starting at verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And that's exactly the time that we're living in, where there's earthquakes in diverse places. There's judgments going out, day in and day out on a mass scale. And Bahasham Yahawashi beginning to visit this world, for all the evil that's going on in it. And first and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Bahasham Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to push the button. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutations to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And I pray that this quick lesson be edifying to the elect. So I have a couple articles, news clips that I want to share with you, sincere brothers and sisters, of what's, going on in the world, as we speak. So the first I'll start off with is from NBC News. And it says, deletion toll soars past 1,400 as rescuers battle to reach earthquake survivors in Afghanistan. It says the 6.0 magnitude tremor struck a remote mountainous area in eastern Afghanistan where many people live in poorly constructed homes made of mud, bricks, and wood. Let's see if I can get this video.
We are back with the latest on a devastating earthquake that hit eastern Afghanistan overnight on Sunday.
This morning, rescuers are continuing the search for survivors. Many still feared to be trapped under the rubble. The Taliban spokesman says more than 1,400 people have been killed, while more than 3,100 have been injured.
NBC News chief international correspondent Keir Simmons joins us now. Keir, good morning. So where do things stand right now? Just how complicated are the rescue efforts in this mountainous area of Afghanistan?
Complicated and desperate, Joe. That number killed that you mentioned, the exact number is 1,411. And then, as you mentioned, more than 3,000 injured. Another figure from the government in Afghanistan, 5,000 buildings demolished, although there are others suggesting it's 8,000. And the issue here is that it is a remote part of Afghanistan. Kunar province is worst hit, and it is somewhere that is difficult to get to at the best of times. And of course, now this isn't the best of times, with roads blocked by the earthquake itself. And so, very likely, through the day, we will see the numbers of those killed and injured rise, perhaps dramatically, and not least because, as you mentioned at the top there, Joe, there is a race against time, and this happened on Sunday. We are now into Tuesday, and as anyone knows who's watched these terrible stories of earthquakes, as each day passes, the chances of finding people alive become more remote.
Craig, Afghanistan, of course, already suffering several things here, but this crippling economic crisis due to the withdrawal of international aid when the Taliban returned to power. How is the international community responding to the country's plea for assistance?
All right, so, what you see, massive judgments are going out. This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Massive judgments are going out constantly. So let's get so this is from this is on TikTok. So let's read about this. Sudan. So you have 1414, as they said, or 1411, I think it said, in Afghanistan from an earthquake. And around the same time, either yesterday or on Sunday, it says at least 1,000 deleted as village wiped out by landslide. Excuse me. Leaving one sole survivor after rainstorm lashes Sudan. It says more than 1,000 people are feared deleted after a catastrophic landslide reportedly destroyed a whole village. Just one person survived the tragedy in the Darfur region of Western Sudan on Sunday, according to the Sudan Liberation Movement. It says days of torrential rain appear to have loosened the soil and caused the slopes of the Mara Mountains to collapse. Entire families of men, women, and children were swallowed up in the village of Terrasin, which has been completely leveled to the ground, the movement said. The SLM's leader, Mohammed Noor, issued a desperate plea to the world for help recovering bodies. Says the group said initial information indicates the deletion of all village residents, estimated to be more than 1,000 people. Only one person survived. I mean, hey, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power, man. You know, let's get a scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 5:11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences, man. So this is why we do these lessons. We always bring these judgment lessons out, because, you know, you have to as the scriptures say, let's get it. This is Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord, Yahawah, Yahawashi, is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding, right? So the fear of the Lord, to have a healthy fear for Yahawah, Yahawashi, is the beginning of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So when you look out into the world and you see these terrible situations that are happening in the world, that should put a fear upon you, right? Because the Lord, get that for any new listeners. What's that? Is it Deuteronomy? Yep. Yahawashi. Deuteronomy 39 and 32. So if it comes up. And it reads, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Right? So the Lord is in control of all this. And it says also in what's that, Amos 3 I'm thinking about. Amos 3, and I'll start at 5. It says, can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? Right? And that's the point. So shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? Right? The Lord controls all, man. Yahawashi in complete control, and a sparrow doesn't fall unless the Lord sanctions it, man, as the scriptures say. So let's get one more video. So we had 2 incidences, and one in Afghanistan, one in Sudan, And now this is what happened yesterday, I believe, over the weekend, I should say, here in Babylon, over in Chicago.
Nearly 60 people were shot over the three-day holiday weekend in Chicago. 8 people were killed.
Eric is live at police headquarters with the latest on the investigations. Eric?
Well, good morning. Over the long weekend, Chicago police opened up more than 30 shooting investigations, and as you said, 8 people were killed. In Pilsen, a memorial grows at the corner of West 17th and Wolcott.
It was heartbreaking.
A fixture in the Pilsen neighborhood known as Pepe was shot and killed around 1:30 Sunday morning.
He's like such a good dude and just completely opposite of, violence in any way.
2 others were also hurt but expected to survive. Doorbell cameras captured the eruption of gunfire. Several people can be seen running away from the area Pepe was found.
I'm very upset, angry, because that should have never happened to Pepe. He didn't bother anybody.
Overall, at least 57 people were shot, including 8 killed. Several other incidences also included multiple victims. In Ellis Park, 5 people were shot. In Humboldt Park, 4 wounded. And another 7 in a shooting in Bronzeville.
This violence you don't have to be involved in it. Like, it can just happen to anybody. Someone standing on the corner minding their own business.
2 more people were shot early this morning. According to Chicago police, both are expected to survive. Chicago police have not made any arrests in any of the cases. We're live at police headquarters this morning. I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.
And what's interesting about this as well is that DJ Trump is let's see, Trump speech today. Let's see. He's supposed to have a speech today. I don't know if it started.
Those questions will involve the Pentagon authorizing military lawyers to serve as immigration judges.
Okay, so, but I believe that from what I've heard, that they're going to, he's going to discuss putting, military presence in Chicago. And, the Chicago mayor was, which is a Jake, was, coming up against it and everything. And then lo and behold, all this, shooting happens, massive amounts of shooting, happens right before. So, hey, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, whether it was, staged event or stage of events, or just Jake being wicked. These devils are going to use that to justify having troops in the streets, man. And that's going to be all across all across Babylon. Because, brothers and sisters that have been watching for a while, at least a few years, seeing them, Esau moving all this military equipment and tanks and Humvees and what have you, all around the country. So now, they already have everything they need in all these different places, so that they can just deploy whatever troops and have them in the streets, man. And 2 Ezra the 15th chapter talks about how a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because they're going to have checkpoints, military checkpoints where you can't enter just into any old city. And they're going to use, as Trump's been saying, the violence and basically coming in peace and safety, that these devils are trying to push, that they're bringing peace and safety because the streets are chaos. So they're going to use any types of situations that go on to justify them locking cities down. And then, there's, possibly another pandemic could come, and the troops are already in position. So, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But, as it stands, there is massive amount of judgment going forth every day, So I'll end off on this. Well, I'll end up this and I'll get one more. This is Psalm 9 and 16. The Lord Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgion Salah. Right, so we are definitely entering into some serious times for you sincere brothers and sisters. So it's no time to, become comfortable or lax or lose faith. It's time to increase and pray to the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, to increase our faith, increase our, pray that we have mercy, as the scriptures say, ask, in wrath, remember mercy. When as the Lord's bringing all this wrath upon the earth, we got to pray that the Lord have mercy upon us and our households, man. Because it's about to get ugly out here, man. Jeremiah 30:7 is soon to be in full effect. And the prophets won't be on the streets very soon, man, because they're already, ready. Through the Spirit, you can feel that something major is about to happen, man. So this is Ecclesiastes 5:7. And it reads, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. And that's for any new listeners, man, because the doors of mercy are closing quickly. So, you're either going to get it, and obtain it and believe, or you're not. This message is for the elect, man. The 144,000, the governing body that will be ruling on earth as it is in heaven after this current evil, wicked world is done away with under Yahawashi, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and King David, right? The 144,000. And the 1/3, man, the men, women, and children that believe on the words of the prophets, man, from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So you got to get it while the getting is good, man, because soon the Lord's going to have his men, their tongues cleave to the roof of their mouths, man, and it's going to be a famine of the word, and this word isn't going to be readily accessible as it is right now. So you really got to get it while the getting is good. So this is Ecclesiastes 5:7. It reads, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, man. So as you see, in these videos and, articles, massive destruction is going out constantly. Every morning does he bring his judgment to light. You got 1,400 in Afghanistan, 1,000. Where is it at? 1,000 in Sudan, and then we had the other one. And then on this, where was that? History. And in Chicago, 57 people shot, 8 deleted, man. So massive judgments going out, man. So, stay tuned in, stay, be, brothers and sisters, be diligent, continue to pray, continue to fast, continue to believe, keep your head on a swivel, be circumspect, as the scriptures say, redeeming the time because the days are evil, so, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a quick hit. Hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to your elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the Spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, Jam Master Teacher, who well taught me his truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters out there listening, learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, Abba Ball, and Kwam Yasharala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.